So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop. Prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No! You can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on, so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Zenni.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. You might have heard that live shopping is exploding, and I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. How are you? Happy Wednesday. Here we go. If it's your first time stopping in and you're someplace in the 118 countries that are listening to us, including now the 6 people in China, it was 1 like 2 weeks ago. And you're not fooling me, guys. You're VPNing me, aren't you? That's what you're doing. I'm on to you, okay? But welcome. Glad to have you. Today we're going to talk about belief systems because I had these conversations today with a client and it was kind of eye-opening and it was just a moment, one of those neuroassociative moments where things changed. Click, pop, it happened. So I want to have a discussion with you today about that if it's okay. It's a good time of year and how we can make it easier for you. It is a daily boost from motivationtomove.com. I was at the chiropractor a moment ago. They said, what do you do? And I said, well, snarkily, I said, well, I talk for a living and get paid for it. And she says, you're a salesman? I said, no, I have a podcast. She goes, you have a podcast? I said, yeah. She said, what's it called? It's called The Daily Boost. It's pretty, it's huge. I listen to you You're Scott. You're that Scott? I said, I'm not Scott. She goes, oh my God, I listen to you every single day. It was awesome. We got into a conversation about belief systems, about who she thought she was and where life is heading. It's a big thing this time of year. And when you do the kind of work that I do, you can walk into 7-Eleven and somebody's going to say, hey, let me tell you my goals. It happens. It's a privilege. It is. Hey, by the way, it is me, Scott. Did I say that? One last thing before I continue on today's show about belief system. And hang on for the ride because this is not your daddy's motivation station. No. We do things a little differently. We have a little bit of fun. Don't take ourselves too seriously. If you're a stick in the mud, bye-bye. We don't need you. We're going to have some fun, enjoy life, change your belief system, do the things you say you want to do, start moving, stay moving until you get it. That's it. That's the rule. That's the rule. I've had some people contact me recently. They said, Scott, where you been, buddy? You've been moving, you've been traveling, you've been just busy. But you haven't been there for us. Yeah, I have been here every day. Yeah, the podcast has been here, and the daily nugget I send out every day, the email I send out is there every single day. And I've been text messaging people every single day. But you haven't showed up on Zoom calls, you haven't done webinars, web classes, things like that. You used to do that stuff all the time. You haven't done that. I said, well, I've been doing it kind of for my clients and my group coaching folks, my Wisdom to Wealthy group, those folks. I've been doing that. I've just been kind of busy doing my thing, But next week, I'm going to send you a note. We're going to get together because I think I focus on my life and you should focus on yours, but every now and then we should get together and focus on us. How's that? And I think I might be able to help you a little bit and have some fun. I'd like to get to know you, see your face. I haven't seen you for a while. So if you're on my email list, just look for that. If not, just listen for the podcast. I'll tell you where to join us. And we'll do some cool stuff. But today, belief. Stream of consciousness. My brain is everywhere right now. But I was on this phone call because I'll never forget a mentor of mine. Strangely enough, I was funny because I was writing this for you today, and this mentor texted me. Is that like woo-woo weird or what? I haven't talked to him in 3 or 4 years, and I'm writing this podcast, and I'm saying, I'll never forget a mentor said to me, and he texted me. It's weird. It's like Facebook. I looked at an ad. Did they hear me? Because now they're sending me ads. But I'll never forget this mentor told me, he said, you have to become the person you want to be before becoming the person you want to be. Now, that is very Scott language. If you listen to me, and many of you have for 15 seasons, we're in our 16th season now, right? So you know that's very Scottish. You have to become the person you want to be before you become the person you want to be. Now, some people would say, they don't teach you that at Harvard. No, they don't. But if you're smart, you'll figure it out. What? So, okay, here's what I said, and other people said, when he told me that years and years, long time ago. I said, so you're saying I got to be like Aerosmith. I got to fake it till I make it, right? You've heard that story. Huh? He said, no. Heck no, I am not going to fake it till I make it. I am true to who I am. There's no way I'm not going to fake it till I make it. I am who I are. That's another thing that Scott says. No, he said. You're not changing who you are. You just have to understand that the future you is going to have a different set of beliefs than you hold right now. That's called growth. And it's going to happen anyway. If you just hang out and live every single day, you're going to change your belief system as you grow through experiences. Whatever you believe, you will become. You know that? It's kind of like, personal development 101. Whatever you believe, you become. So my first thought was this. You mean I got to sell my soul and get my friends to hate me? I got to sell my soul to the devil. It's like being in network marketing. And I like network marketing. I get it. I just don't like when it's done that way. But I got to sell my soul and take on a belief system that's not mine to get what I want? Have you thought that way before? I did. If I'm honest, I probably think that way a couple times a week. But now I know the answer. I don't have to do that. See, one day I realized that no. Day-to-day living is changing me anyway, like my mentor had said. So I get to make a choice. I get to choose what I believe. I get to change that belief system. And what he was saying essentially a long time ago, and somebody have said before him and certainly before me, is that, we're kind of trapped. We're kind of in a little bubble. We're kind of sitting here. You're in a job, you're in a life, you're in a whatever it is. And it is what it is. And it's who you are. It's your self-image, and it's something that it's your status, if you will. And you're trying to bust out, you're trying to expand, but you're doing it with the belief system you currently hold. So you have to expand that belief system. My thinking was, okay, I hold a self-image of myself, and I know what I believe, and all I have to do is basically create a future self-image, decide who I want to be and what I want to believe then. Decide what that person I will be in the future is going to be, and then kind of set a set of rules. You won't like this part. You won't. Nobody does. See, once you decide who you're going to be in the future and you decide what that person is supposed to believe, then you have to set a rules and actions that make those beliefs happen and make them true. Now, for me personally, I kind of had to accept something, and maybe you can accept the same thing as well. I'm pretty good at being self-aware. I understand where my mind is. I understand what I'm thinking at a particular time and kind of being mindful, if you will. My mouth doesn't always get that, but my mind does for sure. But I also understood something else, that in my belief system today, where it is today, that if I was going to get a different belief system that allow me to become the person I want to be, I was going to have to go outside of myself. I was going to have to read or listen to podcasts or talk to people, get mentors. I was going to have to bring that in a massive, massive way, and then sift and sort. And that's probably the biggest key here, because you can't learn from where you are inside yourself. Everything we learn comes from outside of us. And then we build it and make it what we want inside of us. So I understood that, and that's what you need to do as well. So as you sit there where you are today, say, okay, wait a second. And I think you're already doing it because you're listening to this podcast. But you just bring in massive amounts of ideas and information, massive amounts of learning, if you will, Put it inside your brain, sift and sort it until you say, that's what I want to believe. That's the person that I want to be. And then decide, well, okay, what's it going to take? Because whatever action you're taking today to reinforce your current belief system is very likely not going to get the new one. So what do I have to do? What set of rules do I have to put into play in order to make sure that I'm actually going to go after it and create and become the person I want to be? It sounds so simple, and most of what we do around here is very simple, and I spend a tremendous amount of time talking to people just to get to the moment when I can just say, it's all about your belief system, all about how you see yourself. So the question is, how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself exactly who you are today? Have you thought about your belief system today? And have you compared that to who you maybe want to be in the future? Do you know who you want to be in the future? Have you gone that far? Because only then can you decide how to expand and bring new ideas and new experience into your life that allow you to become the person you really dream and you feel like you know you need to be. It seems like it should be so simple, and it is. If we just get everything else out of the way, just go deep inside and have some self-discipline to stay there and figure it all out. You got this. I mentioned to my client today, I said, I know who you are right now, and I know that there are parts of you that you haven't been able to live yet. That's the future you. What are those parts? And she started listing them off like this and this and this. I said, there you go. So that's who you want to be. What do you have to believe to be there? And what are the actions and the rules it takes to get there? And the best part is, by the way, there's no waiting. I'm telling you, that's the way the mind works. It's so cool. The very instant that you decide that you believe a certain way, everything begins to change. It may take a little time for all the blocks to move around, give you what you want, but you instantly will enjoy life more. So just decide. Just think about it today. All right, we'll spend a little bit more time on this, maybe a webinar or something next week about that. I'll figure that out. But you have a great day. I know I will. And I'll meet you here tomorrow on the Daily Boost.